We get to take her outside and see the sunlight on her smile, which is a weird thing to take for granted.
Most people don't know what a blessing that is. She just was such a fussy baby.
We do everything we could, absolutely everything, but she'd still just continue to cry.
She was about 10, 11 months. She started getting these weird episodes of waking up and her face was really, really swollen. From the swelling, it left these big, kind of sores on her face that just weren't going away. We were like, hey, well, I think it's time we go to the hospital.
There are about 9,000 genetic conditions, and so many people go through life not really understanding the basis of their condition. And so having a specific genetic diagnosis is like a compass. They know then where to focus their attention.
I first met Becca when Charlie was about 12 months old. She was referred to the Provincial Medical Genetics Program by dermatology. They suspected that she had a form of protoporphyria.
It is a blood disease. It does involve the sun. Keep her inside, close your windows, live in the dark. This is what she needs.
Charlie has erythropoietic protoporphyria, or EPP. EPP is a genetic condition and it results in extreme photosensitivity. The photosensitivity causes swelling and burning and what sounds like quite significant pain.
It's like a second-degree burn over your entire body is what they say it feels like.
It was wild looking back after finding out all this stuff, and no, your baby isn't fussy. They're just experiencing what feels like second-degree burns all night long.
Charlie is particularly rare because of the severity of her EPP, so she needed quite intense treatment and therapy.
We'd walk past a playground and you see all these other kids playing out in the sun together. That's not a part of our daughter's life. She's inside in the dark.
I had this immense just weight of, like, she's not going to have a normal life. I was just thinking of all these barriers that we were going to have to overcome.
Charlie ultimately required both bone marrow transplant and a liver transplant from her father. This changed the course of her life moving forward in terms of being allowed to be outdoors and be exposed to UV light.
They don't do liver transplants in BC. They told us, you got to go across the country to Toronto.
She ended up in the ICU. They had so much stuff attached to her. Our 2-year-old daughter just swollen up with her liver.
Pretty intense.
Discolored yellow and like swollen.
I was sending my husband to an OR, I was sending my daughter to an OR and hoping for the best, and you either show up or you don't. And he showed up for everything. As soon as she got his liver, like the next morning, like you could see the yellow just literally fading from her body.
Yeah, she turned into a normal child, like almost overnight. It was incredible.
Oh, nice.
Getting bone marrow transplant, getting a liver transplant, it is not a fast process. So we were really blessed that genetics was able to help us intervene so fast. Despite like the curveballs we got, she's here, she's alive. We get to have our kid.
She wouldn't have had her 3rd birthday without genetics to give us that information we needed.
A really significant proportion of people who are needing healthcare need it because of a genetic condition. At BC Women's, we basically try to optimize the care for babies born, and we start that even before they're born. With EPP, there's a 25% recurrence chance for any future sibling to the person with the EPP.
We wanted Charlie to have a sibling, and when I found out I was pregnant, genetics was able to help us with prenatal testing. Our youngest daughter, she doesn't even carry the gene. But should we had to, we were going to be able to find our doctors, just know what our life needed to look like. So it was huge.
We've had 20 years of basically having more ready access to the genetic code for humans. We expect the next decade to be just moving really, really quickly. Resources are really the bottleneck. We're still continuing to use a lot of the tools that have been here for decades. And so what I hope donors will be able to collaborate with us on is an ability to provide some infrastructure to the program that would really ready us for the genomic revolution.
Kim and Dr. Armstrong at the Provincial Medical Genetics Program, they made everything possible, and bless their hearts, they continue to check in with us even till this day.
There'd be no Charlie without them. Hadley gets to have a big sister, and it's just such a blessing to be able to see them play with each other.
I just want her to live her life and be happy, and it's such a privilege to be able to witness her growing. And I think we appreciate it a little bit differently than maybe other people do.
Thank you for supporting women and newborn health.
Support BC Women's Health Foundation today.